This mining rig diorama took 6 months to finish. Between 3D printing, resin casting, and scratch building, this project was an absolute adventure. But every minute taught me something, and I think the final result was well worth it. I started out with a foam base, where I traced the design that I wanted and then cut it out with my hot wire cutter. I used 2 layers for the base and then glued them together with foam safe super glue. I used the cut off pieces to add more detail to the shape. This is set in the sci-fi world that I've been building. And by the way, if anyone has any good retro planet names, let me know down in the comments. Anyway, that explains why the ground is teal and there's going to be glowing green rocks coming out of the surface. Just wait for that. If you want to see more builds in this series, check out the video linked above or the playlist linked in the description. I used plaster, paint, and Mod Podge to seal the foam and get it ready for painting. I was kind of going for a teal green. I didn't want it to look grass green because this is an alien planet. And so I used different shades of neon green to add highlights, and then also used some darker paints for shadows. The areas that would be filled with the glowing crystals were painted a little bit lighter. If you're going to run a futuristic mining operation, then you also need a futuristic mining drill. Similar to how I made the telescope in my other video in this series, I used bits of trash, junk, and plastic to cobble together something that kind of looks like a mining rig. I think the green part was a Dollar Tree lightsaber knockoff. The white part was from our house's old water filter. A hand-pumped soap dispenser completed the top. A piece from a Dollar Tree bubble wand made the actual drill. The whole thing got a layer of Krylon primer, and then I slapped some paint on it. I wanted this to be bright and bold with really fun colors, kind of like mid-century modern design, because this planet was settled by mid-century settlers before beige and gray took over the world. The dark wash that I used was made with water, Dawn dish soap, and paint. I made it ages ago and put it in a little bottle, and it's always the best thing to give the illusion of shadows in hard to reach places. I bet you didn't think that you were going to get a flashback, but here we are. I wanted to 3D print a bunch of crystals, then make molds out of them and cast them in resin. Simple, right? Apparently not. The basic overview is that you get some crystals to 3D print, put them on a base if they don't have one, press them into a silicone safe clay, pour the silicone on top and let your mold cure. I mixed up my resin, poured it in, and then let it cure for about 24 hours. And then I had some shiny, beautiful crystals. Once I received the custom miniatures that I had designed on Eldritch Foundry and purchased from Bardic Brewery, I went about giving them a zenithal highlight and then got down to painting. I am still very much a beginner and this was a rough job, but contrast paint helped a lot. The idea is that these workers are excavating crystals from a mine that's used to keep their rudimentary technological equipment running and to support their town. Since I wanted the crystals to be glowing, I took a Dollar Tree LED pack and spliced it onto a coin cell battery holder. This way I could feed the LEDs up through the base and into the crystals. I made a channel in the foam of the base and then worked each LED up through it. There were a few that I think maybe could have gone a little higher, but it's a good learning point for next time. I also took some glass crystals that I had and used alcohol ink and acrylic paint to make them look green. I then worked out where I wanted my miniatures in conjunction with the mining rig and the crystals, and I glued the minis in place with some foam safe super glue. I added some alien pink foliage like in the other diorama, and then it was ready for glamour shots. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to stay tuned for more in this series. And if you're interested, check out my first build from this project.